Good morning, YouTube. It's Barbara Jean. I'm going to try to make this video today. I got a bit of a cough, so just let you know. Um, a couple of exciting things I want to share with you. Um, Let me just see if I can, where to start, where to begin. Uh, where do I begin? Where do I begin? I want to tell you that yesterday I was feeling a little down, a little discouraged, and wondering if the Lord was going to come or not. And are you coming, Lord, or not? Well, I was driving home and I saw something in the sky. This was really exciting. This is really exciting. In fact, it's something I've seen before, but didn't know what it was, or thought maybe it was something else. And now I saw it again. Anyway, let me explain to you what happened. I was driving home from taking my mother to church, and we had gone shopping, and then I'd taken her home, and I was driving towards my house and looking. It was about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was kind of, well, going down a hill, and so the area looked over, this valley area, and it was very, very cloudy. It was a very, very cloudy morning, and but there were some breaks happening in the sky, and some cloudy breaks. So anyway, I was looking up at this, just trying to see where this if the sun was going to come through, and I could see the rays of the sun coming through the clouds to in one point, even though it was very, very cloudy. And then all of a sudden there was a break in the clouds to the right of the sun, and there was an object in the sky. It looked like the moon. It looked like the moon. Very strange. It was about the size of, I don't know if you saw the moon tonight, um, but it was about that size. And in fact, it was quite large. Could have even been even bigger than a full moon. Like I said, if you've seen it tonight, this is December 16th. If you saw the moon, it rose about 5 o'clock last night, and was very large, and you could see all the craters and everything on the moon very clearly because it was a very large moon. Well, basically, this is what this object looked like. It was about the size of our moon in front of our sun. Our sun was off to the side, to the left-hand side of this object that was to the right, and I knew it wasn't the sun because it was too big, and it wasn't giving off rays like the sun, but it was white. It looked like a planet, okay? It was a planet-sized, moon-sized thing. It had to be very large because it wasn't the moon. It was white, and it wasn't the sun. Like I said, the sun was the rays of the sun. You know how it looks like when you see the sun in the sky, and the rays are coming out through the clouds. Well, off to the side, that's what I saw, and then off to the right hand side was this object, and I'm going to show you basically my rendition of it. I'm a terrible drawer, but I'm going to show you. Just keep in mind that this is reversed on your camera. So see if I can show that to you. Oh, wait. Okay, so this, just keep in mind this is reversed. There was this, the sky was covered in clouds. The rays of the sun were coming through this area, through the clouds, and then there was this round object. It was though it was keeping pace with the sun, or keeping in front of the sun, between us and the moon, or us and the sun. I think it's a cloaked planet. I believe it's the Lord. He's here, people. Just like he said he was. He's here. He's on. It has to be the Lord. It has to be the Lord. And you can't tell me it was the moon, because the moon rose a few hours later in the east, and this thing was keeping pace with the sun. This thing, I think, is being cloaked by the sun, and I believe it's the new earth, and it has the new Jerusalem. I'll just read a couple of Bible verses for you. Revelation. Let's go to the book of Revelation. Chapter 1, verse 7. Behold, he cometh with the clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they that pierced him, and all the tribes of the earth shall mourn over him. Even so, amen. I also want to read Revelation chapter 3. Revelation chapter 3, starting at verse 10. Um, this is the Church of Philadelphia, starting at verse 10. Oh, actually, let's just start at verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which they say they are Jews, and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the earth, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God, and he shall go no more out, and I will write upon him the name of my God, and the name of my city, which is the New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my God, and I will write on him my new name. Now I also want to go to 2 Peter chapter 3, starting at verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall be dissolved with fervent heat, and the earth and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Seeing that these things are thus all to be dissolved, what manner of person ought ye be in that all holy living and godliness, looking for and earnestly desiring the coming of the day of God, by reason of which the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. But according to his promise, we look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. So the new Jerusalem is on the new earth. Wouldn't it make sense that the new earth and the new Jerusalem are approaching us right now, and that it's being cloaked by the sun? It's being cloaked by the sun. Excuse me, people. Sorry about that. But anyway, that is rather exciting news. And so anyway, it encouraged me a great deal just to know that the Lord showed me that he is indeed here. He's here, people. He's just waiting for the word from the Lord, from God the Father, to say, go get her. Okay? Also, I wanted to tell you about a vision I had, or a dream I had just last night. It was rather interesting. Because in this dream, I was leaving. I'd done my job. I was working for the government for some reason. I was working for the government, the American government. And in this dream, I was getting ready to go. I was going on vacation. I was leaving. And guess who showed up? Obama showed up. Obama showed up in this dream, and he was trying to tell me I can't leave because I still had work to do. I wasn't allowed to leave. He was basically laying a guilt trip on me for wanting to leave. And I was like saying, I'm going. You can't stop me. And in fact, it was so weird because I was right up close personal with Obama. He was sitting on a sofa, and it was like I was having this conversation with Obama. And he was telling me I had work to do and I wasn't allowed to go, guilt tripping me into staying, basically. And I was saying, no, I got to go. I got to leave. And basically I said to his face in this dream, I said, yeah, I'm leaving and you can't stop me. And on top of which, you're a liar and a hypocrite. That's what I said to Obama in this dream. Now, what was interesting was while I was having this dream about talking to Obama and telling him, you're not going to stop me from going on my vacation, and I'm leaving, and you're a liar and a hypocrite, I got up to talk to somebody else in this room. It was a woman in this room where I was with Obama and these other people, and she was saying, well, why are you leaving? And I said, because the Antichrist is here. And I proceeded to tell her about this vision, or tell her about a dream I had. In this dream, I was telling her about a dream, about a vision of the Antichrist. Now, what was interesting about that was I actually had the vision that I was telling her about a week ago. In reality, I had this other vision. And so I was telling her in this dream about this vision that I had a week ago, and that the Antichrist was here and there was no stopping it. There's no stopping him. He was here, and it was happening. It was happening now, and there was no stopping it. And that was the end of the dream. Now, the dream that I had a week ago that I told the woman in the dream that I had was very short, very brief, and it was about the Antichrist. Now, in the dream, like I said, with Obama, I didn't really feel like Obama was the Antichrist, or that he might have been the Antichrist, but I didn't know. I wasn't sure or clear of it. All I knew is that there was something that he knew. It could have been. He could have been. I didn't know. I just felt ambiguous about the whole issue whether Obama was the Antichrist. I just felt like I was talking to him. I said, "I'm going. You're a liar and a hypocrite, and I'm leaving." And so anyway, the dream I had a week ago was very short and very brief, and it startled me. In fact, it woke me up because it was so startling. Um, I was on Mary Street. Those who have seen my videos before know about Mary Street. Mary Street was when I was a teenager, a young teenager. I lived on where I gave my life to Jesus Christ and where I fell in love with Jesus. And so I was back on Mary Street in this vision that I had, and there was someone at the door, the front door. So I went and opened the door, and I was startled. In fact, I felt a momentary shock of fear. It was that startling fear moment that when I opened the door, because in the front porch of the house on Mary Street stood this thing. It was huge. It was about 6 some odd feet tall, 6, 7, under 7 feet, but it was big. And it looked like a RoboCop. I don't know if you've seen the movie RoboCop. I haven't seen it, but I've seen pictures of, this thing that looks like a part man and part machine, mostly machine. And it was kind of like that essence. It was a machine that had been given animation, and it had this. It was menacing and it was evil. And so it was standing in the doorway of my house when I opened it. It was standing there, and it shocked me. In fact, I felt a momentary shock of fear. And in fact, in the dream, it pushed its way into the door as though it. I tried to shut the door, and I couldn't shut the door on it. People, it pushed the door open and stood in the doorway of my house on Mary Street, as to say, "I'm here, and you can't stop me from coming in." And I couldn't. I couldn't stop it from coming in. It came in, this beast robo machine thing. And I knew what that meant. I meant that the Antichrist or the beast system, there is no stopping it, and it was here. Okay? So I thought that was rather interesting. And like I said, that was the dream I told the woman in the dream, that I knew that we were leaving and I was going because it's here and I can't stop it. And so I'm leaving. And I think it was a message for us all, people, that Jesus is here, the Antichrist is here, and we're getting ready to go. There's no stopping it now. We're going. All right. So I just wanted to put this out here because, like I said, it was a message I just had last night or early this morning. And I believe it was something the Lord wants me to get out there and get out now. So get ready, people. We're going home. The Lord is here. The Antichrist is here. The system of the beast is here, and there's no stopping any of it. All things are gonna just steamroll now. It's like a rock going down the hill. It's moving, and it's gonna move fast. So God bless you all, and I will talk to you later.